your guy on defense for the Packers that has to have a big game for us to win?
Well, like I said, I'm looking at the inside linebackers. Chris Barnes is hurt, so he's my guy to hopefully be in the game. But the Preston Smiths, Chris Barnes, Owen Burks, Rashawn Gary. I'm going to stick to the inside linebackers, so Burks and Barnes. Let's have a game, right? Let's flip the narrative a little bit that our inside linebacking crew is has left some to be desired there. Let's have a big game there. I'm not going to pick the Rashans. I'm not going to pick the Jairs because we expect big things out of them. Let's have a game in the inside linebacking crew with a lot of tackles and a lot of tackles for loss and maybe a sack in there for the inside linebackers.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with your boy TJ Slayton. So kind of interior defensive line. He is a guy that I think we've all really liked so far this year. He's coming on strong. I think especially when Kenny Clark is getting doubled, that it opens up some opportunity for him when he's in the game to kind of generate some interior pressure. And it seems like that's the only place we've been able to generate it this year, with instead of the outside. But anyway, go ahead.
And that's a hell of a pick because before last week, a new Packer fan watching the Packers for the first time this year might not know Dean Lowry's name or TJ Slayton's name because really it was Kenny Clark, I think, filling up a lot of the holes, but then TJ and Dean came on strong last week. So I think great pick there, having another big game and making sure that this Steelers anemic run game, making sure that they don't find a rhythm this week is on those three guys. Great pick.
Okay, so defense. How about offense? Who's your guy on offense and why?
On offense, we just talked about him, so I'm not going to pick him right now, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. That offensive line has to have a game, right? We got to protect Aaron Rodgers, and we got to make sure A, he stays healthy, and then B, just not give up sacks. But I don't want to go that route. I'm going to go with our guy. He's back, Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb has been had a couple clutch third down targets. Obviously, he can't do it on himself. He's Aaron's got to throw the ball his way, and the playbook's got to go in a receiver's direction. But I want to see Randall Cobb be utilized in this game and remind Packer fans why Aaron went out and had sleepovers with him to study the playbook before the season started. Let's go. Home crowd, home game against the team we won the Super Bowl against. Let's play. Randall Cobb, you're my pick, offensive player of the week.
I love it. I hope so. I hope you're right. I doubt it, but I hope you're right.
How about you, offensive player? Who are you thinking?
Oh man, I've been kind of going back and forth on this, and I'm not going to pick Aaron or Devontae, obviously, but I'd love to see A.J. Dillon get involved a little bit more. I think we've seen Aaron Jones have a couple of big games, and it would be nice to see A.J. Dillon just incorporated into the offense a little bit more. If not in the running game, then in the passing game. Because again, if you get a guy his size, 250 pounds, 6 feet tall. I mean, he's big, strong, and just heavy. If we can see, get him involved in kind of the quick passing game, or just a few more series, I'd like to see that. And, so I'm thinking maybe A.J. Dillon 50 yards and a touchdown or two in the red zone.
I love it. Yeah, when I picture A.J. Dillon getting more of a role, I picture both backs in the backfield, and in the same scheme, Aaron Jones, one play getting that pass out to the flat, and then the same formation the next play, Dillon getting the ball up the gut. I think that's a great pick. I would love to see him utilized more often, but now that we don't have Jamal Williams, he's got to be that third down, or that break, if you will, for Aaron Jones. So I'm guessing it's harder to get him involved, right? Because it's a balancing act between Jones and Dillon. But man, it'd be fun to see him have a heck of a game as well. Before we get into our predictions of this game, just quickly around the NFC North, the Vikings are taking on the Browns. They're playing their old offensive coordinator in Stefanski, who's the new head coach as of last year, the year before, of the Cleveland Browns. Hopefully the Browns take care of business against the Vikings in Minnesota. And then there's for sure going to be at least one loss in the division, or I guess maybe a tie, because the Lions are traveling to Soldier Field. And, man, the Lions have had such heartbreakers, almost coming back against the 49ers, having a really good half against the Packers, and then losing in a game they really should have won against the Ravens. A couple missed calls, a ridiculously record-setting long field goal kick to win the game, which was amazing if you haven't seen that replay. But let's root for the Lions taking down the Bears in Soldier Field.
Perfect. All right, let's talk about our predictions here. So why don't you give us the spread and the over-under? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so the Packers are heavy favorites for a couple of reasons. They're in Green Bay, and then of course they're the Steelers have shown really no life the last 2 weeks. So the Packers are 6.5 point favorites. So if you're a betting person, that's a lot of points to give up a touchdown lead. But I'm all over it. I think the Packers are gonna roll with this momentum. Ever since the third quarter of that Lions game, we've been essentially on all cylinders. I have the Pack putting up 28 points, and I have this Packers defense stopping this, like I said, more anemic offense in the Steelers. 28-24. They don't quite cover, but they win the game.
That's almost exactly what I picked. Almost exactly. I had the Packers with 28 as well, and I had the Steelers putting up 20.
Okay. I love it. So you have the Packers covering. I do not, but we both have wins. Man, it seems when we put up points, we consistently get in the 30s. So it's hard for me not to say 30 or 31, but this might be the week where we struggle a little bit. Again, hopefully we're not targeting one player too much, and we just see everyone get involved. That would be a fun game to watch. Marcus, I opened the show saying we refuse to watch games at noon on Sunday because it is true. This is, again, the third game we've had at prime time. And I think I've asked you this question before on the show, but what is your favorite time slot for a game on Sunday?
That's a great question. I do love noon games because you can kind of watch the game and then do things afterward. I like the 3:30 as well because you have an opportunity to do things in the morning, get things done, and then, that kind of sets the tone for the rest of your afternoon. 3:30, just relax for the evening, get ready for the week, and watch some football.
Yep.
Man, but Sunday Night Football is also super exciting, like we found out last week. So I don't know that I could pick a favorite. If I'm thinking selfishly, I think my favorite would probably be the 3:30 game. But when I'm considering like family and stuff like that, I would say probably a noon game.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the 3:30 and the evening games because we are up here in Minnesota, and when it's a primetime game, you're going to be able to watch the game.
That's true.
Without any free trials on some unique streaming services. So I'm a big fan of the 3:30, so I'm excited. It gives me time to make some extra food and like you said, get around the house. Marcus, I'm changing my prediction again. 45-0 Packers. Let's freaking go.
Let's go. Go, Pack, go.
Hey, everybody. Thanks again for listening to our podcast. Please subscribe to us on Apple iTunes, Google, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Twitter. Marcus, our Twitter handle is?
GNG Boyz with a Z at the end. I don't know if we've tweeted anything yet. I'm going to say that's on Charles, but...
Oh, yeah, we've been live tweeting.
Okay.
We've been live tweeting. Might have had to delete a tweet or two about those refs last week. Just kidding. But thank you so much. Go Pack, go. Let's go. Go.